You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 30th of October. Prime Ministers of India, Italy attend a joint technology summit in New Delhi. Afghan lawmakers reject government report on General Razak's assassination. And former Sri Lankan Premier calls for support to re-establish democracy, resolve crisis. And now for all the details, Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte on Tuesday held talks with his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi in New Delhi to boost strategic ties between the two countries. Both the leaders also attended India-Italy Technology Summit in the Indian capital and reiterated commitment for cooperation in areas of renewable energy and clean technology.
Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte on Tuesday met his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi in New Delhi to boost strategic ties between India and Italy. During delegation-level talks, both the leaders agreed to work together on expanding cooperation in trade and investment, defense and security, counter-terrorism, among other areas of mutual interests. Later in the day, the two leaders attended the 24th edition of the India-Italy Technology Summit in the Indian capital.
Regarding our economic partnership, we have explored the possible Italian contribution to Make in India in various sectors, in which Italy offers world-class excellence.
दोनों देशों के बीच टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर, जॉइंट वेंचर्स और मार्केट एक्सेस को बढ़ाने में सहायता मिलेगी। ये समिट हमारे साझा भविष्य की चर्चा में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाएगी।
The focus of the two-day summit is renewable energy, clean technology, information technology, healthcare, aerospace, education, and preservation of cultural heritage.
At least 5 security personnel were injured in a terror attack in Srinagar city of India's Jammu and Kashmir province on Monday evening. India accuses neighbouring Pakistan of arming terrorists and infiltrating them across the border to spread unrest in Kashmir Valley.
At least 5 security personnel were injured in a terror attack in Srinagar city of India's Jammu and Kashmir province on Monday evening. The incident happened at around 6 p.m. local time when 2 paramilitary vehicles were on a stretch to Border Security Force headquarters. A senior security official said the vehicles were not equipped with security gears and were attacked by terrorists near city's Pantha Chowk area. As a result, the 5 soldiers suffered bullet injuries. The injured were immediately rushed to a nearby hospital and the area was cordoned off immediately. India accuses Pakistan of arming terrorists and infiltrating them across the border to spread unrest in Kashmir Valley. Pakistan denies the charge. Dozens of Jammu and Kashmir policemen have been killed in a series of coordinated attacks and abduction by terrorists in recent years.
Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan's ex-wife, journalist Reham Khan, has said that there is more of martial law prevalent in Pakistan currently. She made the remarks while criticizing Prime Minister Imran Khan's move to seek rescue package from Saudi Arabia, projecting Pakistan as cash-starved.
Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan's former wife and British Pakistani journalist Reham Khan has asserted that there is no democracy in the country at the moment and it is more of a martial law that is governing the nation. She made the remarks on the sidelines of an annual conference of World Sindhi Congress held in London recently. She said, "It is very unfortunate that the Pakistani Prime Minister openly told in Saudi Arabia recently that there is no money in Pakistan." Criticizing the move, she said, there should be a discussion in Parliament regarding the issue.
आज हमें बताया जा रहा है कि डैम बना दिया जाएगा, फिर बताया जाता है कि जी हम पैसे लेके आ गए हैं, हम सालसी करेंगे। ये किस किस्म की डेमोक्रेसी है जहां लोगों से पूछे बगैर, लोगों की सलाह के बगैर, पार्लियामेंट को कॉन्फिडेंस में लिए बगैर ये फैसले हो रहे हैं? तो ये तो डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है। आई थिंक एक्सेप्ट कर लें कि नेकेड मार्शल लॉ है पाकिस्तान में।
Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan last week thanked Saudi Arabia for easing the pressure on Pakistan by extending rescue package of around $6 billion to the cash-strapped nation. The ex-cricketer had earlier said that Pakistan needs 10 to 12 billion US dollars in order to repay loan installments. Islamabad has also asked the International Monetary Fund to open negotiation for the country's second potential bailout in 5 years.
And news from Afghanistan. Afghanistan's lawmakers have rejected the report on General Razik's assassination. The members of the lower house of parliament on Monday said there were political motives behind the assassination and that government has deliberately refrained from sharing the details of the incident so far.
Lawmakers in Afghanistan's lower house of parliament on Monday dismissed government's report on the assassination of Kandahar Police Chief General Abdul Razik. Members of the parliament argued that there were political motives behind the assassination and that the government has deliberately refrained from sharing the details. This came as heads of Afghanistan's security and intelligence institutions were expected to appear before the lawmakers on Monday to brief them about the assassination and the overall security situation. But the officials failed to attend the session after the presidential palace announced a prayer ceremony for the deceased commander. A popular figure in the country, General Abdul Razik, was gunned down in the attack on October 18th outside the Kandahar governor's office. At only 39, Razik had made his mark across the country and was seen as a giant presence in the south. He was a fierce patriot and was committed to stamping out terrorism.
More news from Afghanistan. At least 60 people were arrested in Afghanistan in connection with crimes during the recently concluded parliamentary elections in the country. The move comes almost a week after a number of political parties had criticized the Afghan poll body over what they called poor management and said the elections had been riddled with fraud.
Afghanistan's Interior Ministry on Monday said they have arrested 60 people in connection with crimes related to parliamentary elections that took place on October 21st and 22nd across the country and on October 27 in Kandahar. The ministry said that these 60 suspects will be prosecuted, but the number could increase. Meanwhile, Afghanistan's Independent Election Commission or IEC also accepted that a number of its employees committed negligence on election days and said that a commission has been formed to address these issues.
در پیوند به موضوعات جرمی که در جریان انتخابات در روز اول و روز دوم انتخابات اتفاق افتید، ما 60 تنه پلیس ما در سرتاسر افغانستان شناسایی و بازداشت کرده. این رقم شاید هم امروز تغییر کرده باشه با انتخابات در قندهار و بعضی مسائل دیگه و اسناد و مدارکی که پیش ما رسیده. در جای شک وجود نداره که اینا به نحوی با یک کاندید مشخص و با یک شخص مشخص اینا کار میکرد.
هر شخص به هر سطحی که باشه در صورتی که به نحوی به خاطر صدمه رساندن پروسه ملی دست دارند، ما حمایت از این میکنیم که مورد پیگرد و تعقیب قرار بگیره.
The move comes almost a week after a number of political parties had criticized the IEC over what they called poor management and said this election had been riddled with fraud. Over 13,000 complaints are also registered to the poll body by the people through different platforms during the 2 days of the elections. The results of the election are expected to be announced on November 6th.
Moving on to news from Sri Lanka, former Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe on Monday requested everyone to set aside political differences and re-establish democracy in the country. Wickremesinghe, who was sacked by President Maithripala Sirisena last week, said the rights of every citizen of Sri Lanka were violated as the move broke the fragile coalition governing the country.
Sri Lanka's former Premier Ranil Wickremesinghe on Monday requested everyone to set aside political differences and rally around him to re-establish the democracy in the country. Wickremesinghe said the rights of every citizen of Sri Lanka were violated last week when President Maithripala Sirisena broke the fragile coalition governing the country. President Sirisena is under increasing pressure to uphold the island nation's constitution and reconvene parliament after his decision to replace the Prime Minister triggered political turmoil.
I would like to say that a majority of members of parliament has asked for resummoning of parliament immediately by the speaker.
නව රජයට මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මහතුමා අගමැති වශයෙන් පත් කළ මේ රටේ සියලු දේශපාලන පක්ෂ මේ රටේ සියලු රාජ්‍ය නිලධාරීන් සියලු ආගමික පූජකතුමන්ලා මේ රටේ සමස්ත පුරවැසියන්ගෙන් මා ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා සමගියේ ශක්තියෙන් සහෝදරත්වයේ බැඳීමෙන් මිත්‍රත්වයේ ඒ මහා යෝධ හස්තෙන් අපි මේ රට කොට ගන්න සියලු දෙනා එකට එකතු වෙමු.
Meanwhile, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who replaced Wickremesinghe, has assumed his duties at the Prime Minister's office. The crisis has important ramifications in a battle for influence in South Asia between Sri Lanka's traditional ally, India and China, a country that is playing an increasing role in the region.
An exhibition cum rally of vintage cars and bikes was recently organized in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The two-day event displayed various vintage, classic, modified and modern cars and bikes dating back to 1950s.
A two-day-long exhibition cum rally of vintage cars and bikes was recently held in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The event was aimed at providing a platform to the car and bike enthusiasts to see the vintage vehicles used by the Kashmiri people in the old times. During the exhibition, many vintage, classic, off-road, modified and modern cars and bikes dating back to 1950s were displayed for the visitors.
और ये हमारा एवोल्यूशन जो है ये हमारा सेकंड एडिशन है. लास्ट ईयर से हमने उसकी शुरुआत की थी. ये एक गाड़ियों का और बाइक्स का एवोल्यूशन है, मतलब जैसा नाम सजेस्ट करता है इसमें 1950s से लेकर अब तक की जो लेटेस्ट है सब है. तो हम दिखा रहे हैं एक तरह से कहाँ तक ये पूरा ट्रेडिशन चला जा रहा है, कार ट्रेंड.
During the rally, the owners of the vintage cars and bikes drove their beauties on city roads. Scores of people visited the exhibition and hoped more such events would take place in the valley in the future as well.
World's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity dedicated to the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, is all set to be unveiled on Wednesday. The statue is over 2.5 times of the height of the Statue of Liberty in the United States.
World's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity, is set to be unveiled by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his home province of Gujarat on Wednesday. The Statue of Unity is dedicated to one of India's founding fathers, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and has the height of 240 meters including its base. The statue is over 2.5 times of the height of the Statue of Liberty in the United States, which stands tall at 93 meters including 47 meters of pedestal.
भारत के लिए गौरव लेने की बात है क्योंकि लौह पुरुष का ऐसा स्टैचू बनाया जो वर्ल्ड में सबसे बड़ा होगा, तो ये एक चमत्कार जैसा हो गया है.
तो सबसे पहला चैलेंज तो अपने आप उनकी ऊंचाई थी. दूसरा मैंने ऐसे बताया कि ये अंतराल विस्तार में था. तीसरा जो है वो जो स्ट्रक्चरली जो इनका जो शेप है इसमें फाउंडेशन जो है वो नैरो है और ऊपर का बॉडी चौड़ा है. वो हमारी स्ट्रक्चरल एक प्रकार था.
The Statue of Unity is located near the Sardar Sarovar Dam on an island in River Narmada. It hosts a valley of flowers, a museum, a hotel, water sports and exhibition displaying the life of Sardar Patel, the history of India's freedom struggle, partition and information about the tribal population in the area.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.